Google Calendar has a little known feature that can be very efficient and save time for teachers' busy, hectic schedules, and that feature is called the appointment slots. And the appointment slots features, the benefit that this has is that it allows you to basically create times on your Google Calendar where other people can see that you're available to meet, and when they select that button to meet with you, it automatically sends you an email to notify you that they have set up that time to meet with you. And so it's efficient because it cuts down the emailing back and forth with people with setting up appointments. So this is called a Google Calendar Lab, and labs you have to enable on your Google Calendar. It's not something that comes custom or default, not custom, but it's not something that comes by default with your Google Calendar. So I'm gonna show you how to enable a Google Calendar lab for appointment slots, and then I'm going to show you how to set up those appointment slots so that other people can select those appointment slots and join in for you. So just a quick side note on Google Labs, such as appointment slots. Labs are not guaranteed to work 100% all the time, and they can also disappear at times, but this particular lab has been around since 2009, so I would consider it pretty reliable, but Google does put a disclaimer out there for labs that you use. So the first thing you're going to do when you set up an appointment slot is you're going to come up and sign into your Google account, and you want to sign into the Google account that has the calendar that you send out to people. Once you're signed into your Google account with the calendar that you send out to your parents or coworkers, then you select the calendar app. Once you're inside the calendar app, you want to go to settings and you want to enable this lab. And you can see right here that I've already enabled this lab for my calendar because I've been using this lab with that particular calendar, but usually the default will be at disable. Once you click enable, you want to make sure to click save. Okay, so now that we have the settings changed to reflect that, what we're going to do is go back to our calendar. And now I'm going to show you, so I've shown you how to enable that feature. Now I'm going to show you how to create an appointment slot. Now with the appointment slots lab, you have to be in either day or week mode, and this threw me off because most of the time I like to operate out of my monthly mode. But if you operate out of the monthly mode, then it won't show up. One other side note that I would like to tell you about is that the lab feature, the appointment slot lab feature, is only available with Google accounts that are tied to the school. So if you're working with a Google account that's like a personal Google account and it's not on an educational domain, like ours is on burkburnettisd.org, it's an educational domain, you can't use this feature. So just a side note, you may want to set up your Google Calendar with your Burke Burnett ISD account because that saves you a little bit of time. So now that I'm in a Google account that is tied to a school district domain, now I can add appointment slots, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You have to be in either day or week mode, and so you find whatever day it is that you want to make available and you left click on that day, and then now you can see at the top you have event, reminder, and appointment slots as an option. You should. If you don't see this option right here, appointment slots, then you want to do some troubleshooting, like perhaps the lab is not enabled for the calendar, or perhaps you're not logged in with an educational domain that allows for appointment slots. So I'm going to select appointment slots and then just do a brief description. Like you could say parent-teacher conferences, or just parent-teacher conference. And then here you can choose from all the different calendars that you have, which calendar you want it to display on. You can either offer it as a single appointment slot from this time to this time, which you have to change it. You change this time after you create that. Or you can choose a block of time, like from 7:30 in the morning to 11:30 in the afternoon, and you can set it as slots of increments of time. So once I create that, I can go back in and edit the details, and that's where I can change the time if I want to, just by selecting the time. So I can make this from 12 to 3 o'clock, and let's say that I want it to be in different slots. So I could change this. Maybe I want more than 30 minutes. Maybe I want 45 minutes time. You can also add locations to where you're meeting, and just a brief description if you want to, if you have a particular event. And you can add guests to your event as well. So once you've made all the changes that you want, you just click save. Okay, and then now you can see on your end what it looks like. It looks like just what it says right here, this little icon tells you it's an appointment slot, and it gives you the time. You can adjust the colors if you want to, but it tells you what, this is what you see on your end. But let's take a look and look at what it would look like on the other person's end. So this is what it would look like on the parent side of things. They wouldn't see your personal events. They would just see buttons available, and they could select the button, and it shows them who created the appointment, the time that it would be, and then they can put like where they're going to be at. Well, I'll meet you in the room, I'll meet you at the front office, and then they can save it. And then once it's booked, you receive a notification that they have booked that slot, and then that slot is no longer available for other people to take. And so the way that you're going to give people access to this is there's a link that's tied to your calendar, and so you want to share that link with them. And we're going to look at how you share that link in just a second. To get the link to the public view of your Google Calendar, so that way you can share that link with parents, so that way they can book appointments, you're simply going to left click on whatever appointment slot you created, and then go to edit details. When you're back in this mode, you can see the link here for this calendar's appointment page. And so when you share this link, you're not sharing your entire calendar, you're just sharing the link for the appointment page. And so any appointments that you make in the future can be viewed from this page. And so we're just going to simply select this, and then you can come up to the top and you can Control C or whatever you use to whatever preferred method you like to copy, but you're just going to copy this link, and then you would paste it. Now let's talk about different ways that you could share this with parents. You could share this in a Google slide by just making a hyperlink like what we have here. Something else you might think of doing is by using the link, tying it to a QR code so people can scan it from a mobile device if they're not sitting down at a computer, a desktop computer. And then another option that you might consider doing is placing the calendar within your Google site that you create for your classroom. So there's lots of options and ways that you can share this page with people. And I hope that you find this useful and maybe save you a little bit of time.